Yo, what's up, people? You got the Video Game Voter, aka the Wee Band, and we're back. Camel Crew up, representing the Camel Crew. So, we got to talk about it. We normally drop on Fridays, but there's no way I can let this week go by and not talk about what took place yesterday. Yep, and we are talking about none other than that Nintendo Direct. How incredible was that? Man, Nintendo has been dropping some bangers, and we're on the brink of the release of more than likely going to be the Switch 2 coming next year. So it seems that Nintendo is going out with a blast. They announced so many games and so many different stuff, so let's dive into that. So up first, they were showing clips from Mario and Luigi Brothership, and Mario and Luigi has a long-running series of games that I believe started on the DS, and I think it may have been before that, but it's a series of RPG games starring Mario and Luigi. There's a ton of them on the DS and the 3DS, and this Brothership, oh my god, the art style looks amazing so far. The animation and even the gameplay is like they stepped it up another notch. So shout out to that. That's awesome. That's probably gonna be a day one pickup for me. Then they touched on the Nintendo World Championships. That's going to be released in July 18th. Oh, and the Mario Luigi Brothership is set to drop November 7th of this year. And the Nintendo World Championships, I'm reading my notes, so don't mind me looking now. The Nintendo World Championships is dropping July 18th, 2024. And the biggest thing about that, which we knew when it was announced probably close to a month ago now, is that they're having a deluxe release with some artwork, some cool information, and most importantly, the thing I was eyeballing was a gold Nintendo World Championship replica card. I mean, it's replica, but it's also official from Nintendo. So if you guys have it and you're a collector like myself, especially a Nintendo collector, I would try to catch those pre-orders. I did pre-order too. I'm not greedy. I don't normally do that, but I kind of wanted to save one to maybe sell later down the line, and also have one here that I would like to open because I definitely want to display that gold card. So the Nintendo World Championships, and they also gave a little bit more information in regards to that. They showed the different modes and stuff like that that's going to be available. Then they announced the upcoming release of Fairy Tail 2. Now, Fairy Tail is an anime series that you can watch on Funimation, and check that out. It's actually pretty cool looking game. It's an action RPG game, and that is slated to be released in the winter of this year. Next, they showed Fantasia New Dimension. That's slated to come out the holidays of this season. Then they also announced a Nintendo Switch sports game, or not Nintendo Switch sports game, but Nintendo Switch Sports. They're doing a free update where they're adding basketball, which is my favorite sport, so it's right up my alley. And Nintendo Sports is like the Wii Sports for the Switch. It is fantastic, and the fact that they're adding my favorite game as a free update this summer. If you got the Nintendo Switch Sports, make sure you pay attention to that, and make sure you download and get your free update. They also have a game called Mio coming out in 2025. Wasn't really too much on that. It was very, very short clip. Next was Disney Illusion Island, which is set to have a free update as of yesterday, as recording of this. So that was available right away. I do have that. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but it appears to be an action platformer, which I love. So don't forget to download your free updates today. Next, they announced Hello Kitty Island Adventures coming out 2025. Another one that I was interested in that caught my eye was Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports. Is slated to come out in the fall, and that game looks awesome. Just with your Looney Tunes characters, you're playing different sports. Just, casual gaming fun. So I'm excited for that. Another update that was available at the time of the release of the Nintendo Direct was Among Us. That's another big update coming, and I actually picked that up. If you're not familiar, look at that Walmart video that I did. I picked the collector's edition up for like $10. So if you got the game, go ahead and get your free download, your update. Next was Farmagia, set to come out November 1st. That's like an open world kind of lifestyle type of game. I'm probably saying it wrong, but kind of along the lines of like Animal Crossing, that style of game. It definitely has a cool art style and an awesome concept as well, just from looking at it. So that may be something I may pay attention and possibly pick up. Next is another banger, another IP for Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Now, that game originally came out on the Wii, and they are remaking that in HD, and visually it just looks phenomenal. It's extremely impressive. It looks really, really good. I'm excited about the release of that, and that is slated to come out January 16th of 25. So if you notice, they are talking about things that are coming out next year. So I feel like they're going to push them. They're going to take that #1 spot as the #1 selling console of all time. Then there's another banger that was a pretty big announcement. The releases of Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 HD 2D remake. So that, I love the art style of those. They updated it. Obviously, it's like the old school 16-bit pixelated style. So Dragon Quest 3 is going to be the first one to be released November 14th, ironically enough, on my birthday. So that's awesome. And then Dragon Quest 1 and 2 is going to be a compilation with both games on there, and that's going to be available in 2025. Next, they had talked about Funko Fusion, which is set to be released on September 13th of this year. I think it's a cool concept. It looks fun. It's based on Funko Pops. So, you know, Funko Pops kind of covers all grounds from movies, TV shows, video games, the whole nine. So they have incorporated certain Funko Pops, certain movies and TV shows. So I just like the concept of that. That actually looks pretty cool. Next, they talked about Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. If you guys aren't familiar, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is going to be a remake of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon that was initially released on the Nintendo 3DS. So they showed some more visuals, talked about some of the other changes that they made for that game. So that's set to come out in a couple weeks here. Actually, I think it's next week on June the 27th. Next, they talk about the new Dipper Man, which appears going to be free. That's slated to come out July 22nd. Next, another banger. It was a great announcement. It got me excited because I'm a big fan of it. Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. So that game is available today, or at the time of the release of the Nintendo Direct. So make sure you go check that game out. I'm hoping that they do a physical release, of course. So I may or may not download it. Let me see what the price is once I go look at it. But hopefully they do a physical release. But Metal Slug is a classic. Next, they talk about Darkest Dungeon 2 that's slated to come out July 15th. It looks visually impressive. It's an RPG game. It looks awesome. Next, they talked about Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero, slated to come out 2025. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure the last Phantom Brave actually came out on the Wii. And that's a pretty expensive and a great game, RPG style. If you guys aren't familiar, and even this one looks visually impressive. It just looks really great. So be on the lookout for that. Next was Super Mario Party Jamboree, slated to come out October 17th of this year. I love the Super Mario Party series. That series is fantastic, especially when you have friends over or you're playing like myself with the kids. We have a lot of fun playing those interactive games and team-oriented games, and also competitive games and stuff like that. So I'm excited about the release of that. Mario Party is a staple. It's a franchise that people didn't expect to be as good as it is, but it is fantastic. So I'm excited about that as well. Next was Just Dance 25. That's coming out on October 24. Nothing much to talk about there. Next was a very interesting title that caught my eye. So it's going to be a Lego game, which I started, that's been piquing my interest a little bit here. So I want to, dive into those a little bit. Lego Horizon Adventure is slated to come out in the holiday season of this year. Now, if you're not familiar, this is based on Forbidden Horizon. That's one of the PlayStation games. It was a PlayStation exclusive, but they brought that over. The PlayStation Studios is working on that game for the Switch, and it's going to be, in the format of the Lego style. So that's awesome to see. So we gladly welcome it over, even if it's in the Lego format. Next, we have Stray. Slated to come out holiday 24. That's about stray cats. Kind of weird, but if you're into it, who knows? You never know. Some of these games you try out could be like a guilty pleasure game. Next was Tales of the Shire, which is a Lord of the Rings title, slated to come out holidays of this year. That game looks great. Next is another big franchise, popular franchise amongst a lot of people, Ace Attorney Investigation Collection. So it's a compilation of a couple games. That's slated to come out in September 6th. Ace Attorney is pretty popular. I've never played any, so I definitely want to try at least one out just to check it out. And that may be the one, who knows. Next was The 100 Line. The Last Defense. That's scheduled to come out in 2025. Next was Romancing Saga 2, the remake, Revenge of the Seven. That game looks fantastic. That's slated to come out in October of this year. People are very, very excited about it. Now let's get to some of the heavies, because I want to save those for last. So they also announced today, as of the release of the Nintendo Direct, that they were dropping on the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack Zelda 4 Swords, Metroid Zero, Turok, and Perfect Dark. And Perfect Dark for N64 also has online multiplayer, which is fantastic. So those were available as of the release of Nintendo Direct. Going to these bangers, one game I got really excited about. The Marvel Fighting compilation is set to drop this year sometime. Oh my god, this game is going to be a beast, and great thing for collectors. That Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is now going to drop, because that is a part of this compilation. It's Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, X-Men Children of the Atom. Oh my god, like, it's so many. Also, they included the Punisher on there, the classic beat 'em up style game. There's a ton of games, ton of bangers on this compilation. And I mean, you know, if you're in the PlayStation, that's going to be released on PlayStation and Xbox as well. So if you want to check it out over there, which I'm sure a lot of people will, I definitely see these being added to the tournaments, especially being able to play. It's also going to be on PS4 too, so you'll be able to play those in tournaments and use your fight sticks. That game is going to be phenomenal. That's very exciting to see. Couldn't decide which one to end this video with, but they're both bangers. We're going to go with The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. That's right, a brand new Zelda title that's being released. September 26th is the release date. But the special thing about this Zelda game, you actually get to use Zelda as the protagonist. First time in history, to my knowledge, but that's phenomenal. This game is going to be unbelievable. I think it's going to be a huge seller. It's going to be highly collectible, especially if they don't ever follow this up. So this is just insane to think about. A brand new Zelda game at the end of the life cycle of the Switch. And it's almost kind of, you know, makes sense, because Breath of the Wild came out at the beginning. We got another Zelda game at the end. But the game, just Zelda being a protagonist, just sets the bar very high to begin with. And instead of using a sword, she gets to use a staff called the Tri-Rod. So that's awesome that she has her own weapon. It's a dope concept. And then alongside of the release of The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, they got a Nintendo Switch Lite. A Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom Nintendo Switch Lite. It is gold. It is just beautiful. I definitely need that. I need that. Last but not least, this game has been in development for years, and we finally got more information, new screenplay, new gameplay, new, it's about time. It's been in production for quite some time, and we're talking about nothing other than Metroid 4 Prime Beyond. That's the name of it. It's slated to come out next year, no exact date, but that game looks phenomenal. We've been waiting on the Metroid Prime game for quite some time. They did give us they gave us Metroid Prime Remastered on the Switch, as well as Dread, but everybody's been looking for that Metroid Prime 4, and we got it coming out next year. So that Nintendo Direct, I would rate it with an A. And maybe I am a little biased, but I think anybody, no matter what you like, if you just like gaming and Nintendo's not your favorite, we all can agree that this Nintendo Direct was insane. Like, they got so many games, so many announcements, just straight bangers. So I want to know down in the comment section below, which one of these games are you picking up, or which few? Because I'm pretty sure nobody's just picking up one out of this list. It's just way too many that they're offering that's coming out. So I definitely want to know about that. And if they're going to be day one pickups, let's start that conversation below. I would love to hear from. Missed last week's episode, you want to catch up and watch that video, click the link above. You want to catch one full season of Video Game Votary, click that link below.
Thank you for watching. Follow me on all social media platforms at VideoGameVotary.